Hey, I'm Jason. Thanks for tuning in to The Real Deal. Another day. I'm sitting here with Marvin Walker from Lease Entertainment, also the Young Executive Program, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it. So tell me, man, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I feel great.
Love this guy. He's crazy. So the Young Executive Program, I know that's a big deal. You've been to New York, talked to a few companies up there, kind
Yeah.
of about what it is, what you're doing with it. So for those of us that don't know what it is, give me the 30 seconds on it. What's it about?
The Young Executive Program. Well, is a program that I have in my company, Elise Entertainment. It wasn't something that I started out intending, to do. How it actually came about is, I have a company called Elise Entertainment, me and my partner, Ayana. And we were driving around in Atlanta promoting her album. And one day I get a call from this young man, young gentleman by the name of Patrick. He's 15 years old. And he's like, hey, man, I want to work in the music business. I want to be a producer. Can I come work for you? And, he tells me he's 15 years old. I'm like, I can't use a 15-year-old. You're not even legal to work.
What am I going to do with you? You're,
exactly.
What do you know?
Yeah, exactly. So, I entertained him. I didn't want to be rude. I was like, yeah, just call me back. Maybe next week I have something for you to do. And he called me, and I stopped answering my phone every time that he called, because I couldn't think of a way to use him. He's 15, he's too young.
Right.
And he kept calling, and he kept calling, and he kept calling. And I'd always send him a voicemail. And then he started calling from a different number, and I'd answer the phone, and he's like, hey, and I'm like, oh, I don't have nothing for you to do. But
gotta give kids credit, man. They're smart like that.
Yeah, he was intelligent.
So send me the voicemail again, huh? Here you go.
Yeah, and what happened was, one day he called and he kept calling, and I was like, man, this kid just will not give up. And it reminded me of a book that I read, Think and Grow Rich. And the author, Napoleon Hill, he had said that there was a job that he had wanted, and he called into the company, and he faxed in his resume. And they called him back and said, sorry, Mr. Hill, at this time there's no position available for you. We're good. But he really wanted this job. So Napoleon Hill said, I sent them my resume every day for a week. He said, and they still wouldn't answer. He said, so then I started sending them my resume every hour for the next 3 days. He said, and they still didn't answer. So he said, I started sending them my resume every hour on the hour for the next 2 days. And he finally got a call back and said, you're hired. And it reminded me of that story. So I said, I called him back and I said, listen, you're too young, but I'm going to give you a shot. Tell your mother, drop you over to my house. This is where I'm at, and I'll see where I can use you. And he showed up. So when he first came, he was very reserved. He was quiet. He was just observing. And
kind of just feeling it out.
Yeah. So I started putting him to work. We manufacture our own product at our company. So, I had
that product is?
The Girl Talk album.
Girl Talk album, Ayana's Girl Talk album.
Go get it.
Good stuff.
So,
do we have one of those around here? I know sitting around the studio here, we've got one of those albums.
And I love what I do. I love the Young Executive Program. See, a lot of people think that, there's Marvin, the Martian, CEO of Elise Entertainment, like, he just wants to be a music man. Like, I didn't do this because I wanted to do music. What happened was I found Ayana, and when I found her, she was a great singer, but she was a little overweight. And she was like, I can't be a singer. I'm overweight. No one wants to, get a.
Nobody give me a chance.
Yeah,
Nobody wants to hear me.
They told me I'm overweight. And
I don't look right.
Yeah, and I'm like, so? I said, now, you got to understand the music industry is about, being a product and competing with other products out there. And image is a factor. I said, but if you want to lose the weight, I'll help you lose the weight. I'm a certified personal trainer, and, I started training her. We started working out, and in the first I think it was the first month, she lost about 60 pounds.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So, I was in the Marine Corps, so I put it through a rigorous Marine Corps type training.
This isn't just playing it. This is, we're going to do this for real, and it's going to happen.
Yeah,
you know. So for all of you that don't think you can be in the industry, it's possible.
Yeah, you can.
Proof. He's proof it's possible.
Yeah. I mean, and Ayana lost the weight, and when she lost the weight, she felt good about herself, and I felt good, like, wow, yo, I helped her lose weight, and now she looks the part. You know, if you see her now, man, she's hips, lips, and fingertips. You know what I'm saying? For real, you know what I mean?
Well, look at
the
guys,
when they see her, they're just like, you know, they're all over her. But you know, to me, she was beautiful at that point, anyway.
Sure.
You know, but
well, seeing it, you know, when was it Michelangelo did David?
Yeah.
You know, the story is amazing too. He went into his studio and there was a big, huge piece of granite sitting there, and he went in there for 30 days, and he would sit there and he would stare at it for 30 days, and then you know he'd sit there for 8 hours, stare at this big rock, go home. He'd go back in, he'd go home. He'd go back in, he'd go home. He'd go back in, he'd go home, over and over and over and over and over again, and then one day he went in, he picked up a chisel, and he started chiseling on this rock. And David came out. And they asked him, they said, well, why did you go there for 30 days? He said, I waited for the rock to show me.
Yeah.
He said, David was in there the whole time. I just needed to chip away all the rough edges so that he could come out. And you know, it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, seeing somebody and knowing, okay, it's in there. What needs to come out is in there already.
Yeah.
And all we need to do is kind of refine it, shape it a little bit, mold it.
Well, I definitely saw it in her, and when I think, you know, from where we are now, and I look back, like, wow, you know, I was part of helping her live her wildest dream. I mean, you know, she sold 63,000 copies of the album, went to #1 on Billboard with an independent. Now, you know,
That's a hard thing to do.
Very, and you know, I'm not
of itself,
connected in the music business, so
yeah.
to make that happen is like, wow, we did that. You know what I mean? So for me, it was like, I helped this girl live her wildest dreams. And in helping her, I found out what I love doing, which is helping people. For me, it was just like, I can't believe they told you can't be a singer. Come on, we'll prove them wrong. And that's all I started out for.
Let's make it happen. Yeah.
And then, so now she's living her wildest dreams. I mean, she goes to the airport. People recognize her. You're Ayana, right? Ah, the little girls are going crazy.
Freak out. And can you sign my CD? Oh my God, oh my God.
And it surprises her. Like, you know, when she go to the airport, she's like, I'm just flying home. I'm just Ayana. But when people run up to her, she remember, oh yeah, I have a CD out. You know, I have 4 rap trucks that ride around the city all day, the whole Southeast region.
It's a product. I'm a product now. I'm that recognizable, you know, thing.
And to see the success from that, I said, I want to help every person who was told you can't be who you are, you know, because that's what I come from. When I was younger, everybody, you're nothing but a hoodlum. You ain't gonna be. You're gonna be in jail before you're this. You're gonna die before you're this age. And you know, I'll be honest. I started to believe a lot of that. And you know, so I'd go out into the world, and you know, when people tell me things, I just put on my mask and pretend, and you know,
be hard and be tough. And
but at night when I'd go home, you know, and I had to deal with myself, it's like, well, I don't know how to do anything else. And it's not like they're showing you. Everyone is just telling you what you can't be and what
no positive
you are.
Influence.
Yeah, the negative things that you are, but not telling you how to educe the positive things. And I said, you know what? For everyone who's been told that they're not going to be nothing, those are the ones that I'm going to help. I don't even care about the people who are semi-living their dream. I want the ones that people are like, you ain't nothing.
Nothing. No chance.
Yeah, so that I could turn it around for them, because I tell you right now, if people who witnessed me when I was growing up see me now, executive, you know.
Proof that the dream can be possible.
Yeah. $3 million house.
Yeah.
That, you know, I house my young executives in.
Yeah.
How did he do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I want to take the kids that they just say that it can't be done. Like, oh, you're nothing. You're going to be in jail. You're going to be this. Whatever. All of the negative things they're saying, I'm going to turn those negatives around in that person. And
really prove to people, look, what you say and how people, it's, hold on. There's a truth in you become what you believe yourself to be.
Yeah.
And when everybody's on you and everybody's coming at you and tells you you're never going to amount to anything, you're never going to be anybody, when you let that sink in and you own that, that's who you become.
Exactly.
Stay tuned with us tomorrow as we continue talking with Marvin and catch up more on the Young Executive Program, a little bit more about Ayana. What's going on with you?
Yeah.
We'll catch you later.
All right.